All right, let's put into practice the support and resistance strategy I talked about in the previous video. This is all about finding trades based on support and resistance levels on the 15-minute time frame. We're looking at 15-minute candles, and we'll open a 10-minute trade. It might seem like a long time, but the goal here is to identify the strongest zones where the price has respected levels, which gives us a better chance of making money. Not 100% guaranteed, of course, but we reduce the chance of losing and increase the odds of winning. We're doing this trade with $50. This level right here is what marks support and resistance in the OTC market. The price has respected this level twice already, so that's the one we're using to place our trade. That's our entry point. Now, why don't I open a 15-minute trade instead? People might ask, why not just go with 15 minutes? But honestly, I don't care if the price ends up below that zone. What matters to me is winning, even if it's just by 1 pip or 1 second. That's what makes binary options a different kind of market compared to others. In other markets, you set a target where the price might go, your max loss, etc. But with binary options, you're predicting the direction the price will go in a set amount of time. That's why having a high probability strategy is key. Why high probability? Because unlike other markets where you might risk $10 to make $50, here you're risking $50 to make $46. If you lose all $50. If you win, you only make $46. In fact, you're already starting off at a disadvantage because they charge you around $4 in commission. And look at other currency pairs like this one. It only pays out 69%. That means you risk $50 and only win 69% of it. That's a disadvantage when trading like this. And since we're trading in an OTC over-the-counter market, which isn't a real live market but more of a simulation, the risk is even higher. Still, this is where the best payouts are and where you can make more money. So I think the risk is worth it if you've got a solid strategy. The entry point was exact. No issues entering at this price. We hit our target. Price is dropping. This candle will close in about 3 minutes, and then the next one will tell us the direction. It's likely that price will keep going up, maybe retrace a bit, and eventually recover all this loss we're seeing here. But that doesn't matter for our strategy. That's why I prefer strategies that are simple and to the point for binary options. I don't go for overly complicated strategies like some traders do, ones that sound super technical. They might tell you to look for an FVG or an order block, or I don't know, some fancy concept just to make the strategy seem more impressive. But that doesn't mean it works better. Just because someone throws around technical terms like, look, there's a pullback, or this is a doji, or here's a hammer candle, doesn't mean the strategy is profitable. What really matters is who wins and who loses. And this strategy is super simple, very basic, but it's the foundation of many strategies out there. You can use it to make money. Making $50 a day isn't bad at all. You don't need to take tons of trades, and you don't need a huge account balance. As you can see, I only had $200. Now I've opened a trade, and I'm about to have $46 more. It's not that complicated. What you do need is a bit of patience. Patience pays, and in trading it pays even better. So be patient and wait for these liquidity points where you can clearly mark your support and resistance and enter there. You don't need to take a bunch of trades. You don't need to risk more than you can afford to lose. This is a strategy that takes time, but it brings solid results, all right? So what do you need to be profitable in binary options trading? Well, a strategy that wins more than 60% of the time. And this one does exactly that. It has more than a 60% win rate using support and resistance. Can you still lose? Of course, you might think a zone looks strong, like this one here. Maybe you see a potential support resistance level, but it breaks here, then it gets retested again. Now you might think, hey, this is a good liquidity zone. Maybe, but if there's no confirmation from other points, it's risky. Here though, I have 1, 2, 3 touches. Maybe wait for this one and go for it. If that one fails, oh well, but here, there are no other points to confirm. That's dangerous. So here I've got two confirmations backing me up. And with those confirmations, I'm confident that my support resistance will hold. You just need to wait. Wait for the setup to form and then trade it to make money using a very simple strategy. Super easy to understand and execute. I'll leave the link below the video so you can open your account or try this strategy with the account you already have and put it into practice. I also have a support and resistance indicator for MT5 that will mark support levels here and suggest possible sell zones. It'll tell you, sell at this price. It works with any currency pair. You can even use it with pocket option to help you open trades. It's a great tool to help you win. What do you think? We've got 1 minute left. This trade is about to end. As you can see, the strategy worked perfectly. It helped us win $50 today, not bad at all. See you in the next video.